Good afternoon and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. Today we are decanting because, as you can see, I have multiples of things and I want to see if we can fit them into smaller jars or do whatever. So we're going to start with the onions. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but we'll see because these are quite squished. I'm going to see if we can get these ones in there. Now, what I'm going to do is use the funnel because, it's just easier that way. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because although the one I'm decanting from is taller, it's not as broad. So I'm thinking there's actually more volume in the glass jar. We may have to squish some though. And why I'm doing this is because obviously I've got two of these containers taking up space in the cupboard. When if I only need one, then why would I have two? And that will then leave me an empty jar space clear to put other things in the jar, which will then clear shelves, which means I can put things away and generally declutter some more. So we'll just pick these up. So this is looking quite promising, I have to say. I'm quite pleased with that. So we'll just squish these in. There we go, get these little stragglers. Huzzah! We have, with just enough room to sugar about, one jar of onions, not two. Next on the list is the mushrooms. I'm not quite so sure about them, but we're going to see. Squash them down a bit. These look to be, there's a lot of more powdery bits in here, smaller. So I'm hoping that this will happen relatively close. And as I say, this is just a case of, why would you have two containers in your cupboard taking up room with the same thing when it can all fit in one? I think I might be chancing my arm on this one actually. I might be a bit over ambitious. That'll do. I'll just squash. As I say, there's some sort of more crumb-like ones in this one. Get that down there. There we go. Now, I know that I've squashed these a lot to the point of they're barely moving, but I do use my dried mushrooms quite a bit. So that'll be getting moved very shortly. So there we go, we have onions and mushrooms in the glass jars. Now here we have oatmeal. If you remember, I made skirly with the oatmeal. I haven't made oat cakes yet, but that is my intention. But again, two jars and awkward shaped jars. So what we're going to do is we're going to dust this off. And we're going to pop the oatmeal into one jar. See, and this now means that I will have the equivalent of all this space in my cupboard. So, these three jars were in my cupboard anyway, in my where I keep all the dehydrated stuff. And I have now managed to empty these. And what I'm thinking is I have like bags of flour, I've got bags of rice, bags of pasta. Why would I have bags sitting in the cupboard if they can be in here in space that's already, you know, where these have already been sitting on these shelves? So yeah, that's my good deed for the day. So I'm going to get these two washed out. These two I'm just going to put into the recycling because I've got so many jars. But these two are going to get washed, dried out, and then we will use them for something else. So yeah, from 7 jars to 3. I think that's a good afternoon's plan. Catch you later.